Hello everybody and welcome back to the Joseph Turl YouTube channel with me, your host, of course, Joseph Turl. Let me just make sure everybody can hear me. Yes, you can. That's perfect. I actually did do the intro and my mic was on mute, so apologies about that. We're back though with another stream, with a very special live stream today. If you listen to my podcast, the Joseph Turl Network, I have a weekly show. Well, let me rephrase that. If you don't listen to my podcast, the Joseph Turl Network, which you should be, by the way, I have a weekly show called The Red Devil Show, which is my football show on there. Obviously, I do wrestling content and other stuff on there as well. But what I did on the Red Devil Show last week was I did two episodes, where I made an all-time British and Irish 11 Premier League team, and I also made a rest of the world all-time Premier League team. And I thought a fun little challenge today would be to put the two of them in a game in FIFA, and let's see who comes out on top. Now, before I get into this, I do know, and I am very aware, that FIFA is not an accurate representation of real life all the time. So lads, this is just a bit of fun. This is just a bit of fun. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I've had to create a lot of these players because they're retired, and what I've done is I've used their FIFA stats from kind of the prime of their career. So for some of those players it was through Ultimate Team. For others it was I had to go back into the FIFA archives and get them at their prime of their career within FIFA, if that makes sense. So like for Lauren, for example, in the rest of the World 11, I had to go with a FIFA 05 version, which is quite tough to do because there's not many stats in FIFA 05 that are in not many stats now that in FIFA that were in FIFA 05, so that was a bit of a challenge. Also, as you can see with Dennis Irwin there at right back, I could not find a FIFA game with Dennis Irwin in it. I don't think he's been in any of the modern FIFAs, even as a legend, so I have to take some custom stats from kind of opinions online. I still think he's been done a bit dirty there at 84, and that's the thing, lads. Some of these ratings, even if someone's rating was 93 and I gave a carbon copy of their stats, even gave them a stat or two extra from the games I took them from, they were still rating them quite low, so it was a little bit tough. So some players might seem lower rated than they should be. It's not because I gave them, or not because I wanted to give them as lower rating. It is simply because that is the rating FIFA decided to give them. Rooney, for example, the stats I actually took for Wayne Rooney should have him at 90 rated, but it has him at 87 in this. So look, it doesn't matter. There's still some great stats out there. So before we get into the game, let's show you the teams. So I've picked Salford for the British and Irish 11 for no reason really. I didn't want to pick United only because I know some people out there don't support Manchester United, and I wanted to kind of include everyone in here. But I think Salford's a club that, even though obviously it's very highly connected to Manchester United, I think it's a club that most people like, at the very least. If not everyone, most people. They're kind of a fun team to do career modes and football manager modes with. So this is the starting 11. David Seaman in goal, Dennis Irwin at right back, Andy Robertson at left back, Rio Ferdinand and Johnny Evans at centre back. Evans might seem like the weak link of the team, but as you'll know, if you listened to the Red Devil show last week, I did say I wanted to include all 5 nations from the British and Irish 11, so that is all the UK nations of England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, and of course the independent state of the Republic of Ireland. So that's why Johnny Evans is in the team. On the right, David Beckham won the poll. We had a poll between David Beckham and Gareth Bale. David Beckham has won, and bloody hell, I love those stats from David Beckham. Roy Keane and Frank Lampard in the middle, Ryan Giggs on the left, Wayne Rooney and Alan Shearer up front, and a very, very strong bench as well here. We've got Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, John Terry the centre back, Luke Shaw at left back, Gareth Bale right mid, Paul Scholes centre midfielder, Marcus Rashford left mid, and Harry Kane as the other striker. And ignore these lads, they're all just Salford players. James Wilson and Darren Gibson, of course, 2 former Manchester United players. Oops, didn't mean to go down that far. So yeah, that's the British and Irish 11. Very, very strong team. Robbie Keane was very unlucky not to make it, but I did decide that you have to go with the 2 top scorers from all the nations, and that's Alan Shearer and Wayne Rooney. And Harry Kane I think is a great option on the bench. I kind of wanted to mix up with modern day players and retro players, so that's why I went with that. Also, as I'm here, lads, obviously, as I said, I had to create a lot of players. A lot of these players, let me take that back, all of these players don't look anything like they do in real life. I tried to make them like David Beckham, for example, he doesn't really look like David Beckham. You know, he's not the spitting image of him, my creation of David Beckham. But what he is like a prototype David Beckham. So I tried to make him kind of close enough to what they were, or how they look in real life. So don't like kill me for the creations, because literally it took me so long to create all these players, and you know, I wanted to get this up as fast as possible. So that's why I didn't. That's why I didn't kind of spend more time into creating their likeness, but I tried to get them as, you know, close as I could within a short space of time. So yeah, now we have the British and Irish 11. So in goal we have David De Gea. Back four, Branislav Ivanovic, Virgil van Dijk, Nemanja Vidic and Patrice Evra. Midfield, Cesc Fabregas, Patrick Vieira, Kevin De Bruyne, and Mo Salah, Sergio Aguero and Cristiano Ronaldo up front. A very, very strong bench again. Lauren at right back, Vincent Kompany at centre back. It was very hard to get Kompany's rating up. I still think he's been done a bit dirty there, but whatever. João Cancelo up, who can play left back as well. N'Golo Kante, Bruno Fernandes, Thierry Henry and Eric Cantona on the bench. So a very, very strong team here for the rest of the World 11. The reason I picked Hull is because I'm actually doing a career mode with Hull off camera, so I just thought Hull would be kind of a fun team to pick because of that reason. Very, very strong team here again. Of course, Fabregas and Ivanovic were already in the game. I just had to upgrade their ratings to, you know, a decent rating, really. And to be honest, yeah, most of the players here were actually in the game, which is handy. So yeah, very, very excited for this, lads. I'm actually very intrigued to see who wins this challenge. So without further ado, let's just get into it. If we go over here, kickoff. So obviously I've not selected a side, no, but that is because I want to see who wins this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a Champions League final, so we can have a trophy celebration at the end. Salford City versus Hull City. I might put both teams in the away jersey just to make it, you know, fair. At least then there's no home advantage. Will I? Yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Both teams have nice away jerseys. And we will go in here. We'll go at Wembley. We'll go to Wembley. May as well, 2 English teams in here, and it is a Premier League challenge, so we may as well go to Wembley. That's actually Ryan Giggs right there. So actually, if I keep doing this, it'll probably show me some other players. So that was Vidic on the other side there. Let's just do this for a while. That is Alan Shearer, and obviously Ronaldo, who I didn't have to create. Let's see who else. That is Frank Lampard, and obviously Kevin De Bruyne. Who do we have here? Giggs and De Bruyne again. We'll do 2 more. Let's just see who comes up. It's Giggs and Ronaldo. Okay, they're just kind of showing the same players now. And that's Dennis Irwin, and that's Patrick Vieira, who I think Vieira, it kind of looks like Vieira. It's not too bad. Anyways, let's get into this challenge and let's see who gets the victory. I'm very, very, very excited for this. I actually am. I'm really, really intrigued to see who comes out here. And the reason I'm kind of doing this live stream, you know, when I normally do this as a big live kind of thing, but I kind of want this to be something that people can just go and watch, as opposed to having to watch it live. So yeah, let's get into it. Here at Wembley Stadium, Salford City versus Hull City in a Champions League final. I don't think these two clubs ever thought they'd see the day, but they get to see it here, and they bloody have some good teams as well, don't they? So here we go. Ronaldo captain for the rest of the World 11. Roy Keane, who looks nothing like Roy Keane, captaining the British and Irish 11. As I said, lads, look, it was just a kind of a, you know, when I was creating the players, I put more time into their stats, and then I just tried to make them look like a variation of how they look in real life. Look, some of the real players on FIFA don't look like how they look in real life, so don't scrutinise me for it. So that's Rooney there, Alan Shearer in the middle, there's Giggsy. Up next is Frank Lampard. There's David Beckham, who I'm actually quite happy with. The creation wise, obviously Robertson, Johnny Evans, Rio Ferdinand for some reason looks like Anton Ferdinand. Dennis Irwin, David Seaman in goal, Roy Keane the captain. He's been bald before, and he's always had a nice beard whenever he decides not to go clean shaven. You can see Vieira there, Aguero, Salah and De Bruyne obviously are all ready in the game, so it wasn't too hard to create them. And yeah, I'm actually, lads, I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to this for so long, and I'm really, really glad that we're doing it now. So if you haven't subscribed to my podcast, it is the Joseph Turn Network. You can look it up there over on Spotify and Podbean. We do weekly football content on the Reb Devil Show, and we also do wrestling content and some other content as well. We have very fun interviews with Phoenix wrestling stars, if any of you are into pro wrestling. But we do all sorts of stuff on there, as the British and Irish 11 get their team picture there, as well as the rest of the world 11. This is going to be a great game. This is going to be a very, very good game. As you can see, Vidic down there looks nothing like Vidic. But as I say, look, lads, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Honestly, I would have been here all week if I was trying to create every single player from the get-go. But anyways, here we go. Champions League final between an all-time Premier League British and Irish 11 and a rest of the world 11. Here we go. Here we go. I'm as excited as a real-life Champions League final right now. Let's see how this goes. Here's Giggs on the ball. Out to Roy Keane, heads it back to Rio Ferdinand. Keane running into space there. Alan Shearer now. I did play a couple of test games with these teams as well, just to get a feel for the team, and it was a lot of fun. And as you can imagine, we won the games quite convincingly. I think it's a free kick there to rest the world 11, so David Beckham's going to get a chance to whip in a free kick here, I think. Oh, apparently not. Apparently, who's taking it? Rooney's going to take it. Weird. I didn't actually change those stats. I probably should, or change those settings. I probably should have. Vidic heads it away though. You know what? Sorry now about this, guys. Just because Beckham should be on free kicks. Let me just quickly do something there. Apologies now for this. I just think Beckham should be on free kicks. Let's just make that a bit more true to life. Roles. So yeah, Jesus Christ. Rooney on penalties, yeah, that's fine. Left corner, Beckham. They had Roy Keane on corners as well. Beckham and Beckham. I remember I actually did forget to do it for the British and Irish 11. That's how organised I am. But I did do it for the rest of the world 11 then, which is weird. I think I did anyway. I vaguely remember doing it. Anyway, we can get back into the game now. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. Now Sergio Aguero back out to De Bruyne. Ronaldo there on the left hand side has some space. It's a great ball out to Mo Salah, who's offside. But danger signs there. Warning signs from the rest of the world 11. Cristiano Ronaldo's ball just not quick enough to see, or he wasn't quick enough to see Mo Salah before he was caught offside. Johnny Evans now will take the free kick for the British and Irish 11. The Lions, I was going to call them, if any of you are rugby fans. I'm not really a rugby fan, but obviously if any of you are, you'll know the British and Irish Lions, who play every few years. There's Ronaldo. Patrick Vieira, who's an absolute beast since I've created him. His stats went right up. It's Fabregas. Through for Vieira. It's 1-0 to the rest of the world 11. It's Patrick Vieira. 11 minutes in. The Frenchman scores the goal to break the deadlock. The former Arsenal captain, Roy Keane's nemesis, puts the rest of the world 11 1-0 up. I did say he was a bit overpowered, Vieira, and he slots it through the legs of his former Arsenal teammate David Seaman. Wow. 1-0 to the rest of the world 11. That is absolutely... wow. I wasn't expecting a goal so early on. I thought it was going to take a while to break the deadlock, but it is 1-0. Will they be getting their hands on the famous trophy at the end of the game? Rooney kicks off now to Alan Shearer. Here's Rio Ferdinand. Now Roy Keane. Well, the British and Irish 11 need to get their act together now. Andy Robertson finds Wayne Rooney. It'll be interesting actually to see what subs that the teams will bring on. That's going to be very interesting. Rooney to Ryan Giggs. Robertson. Giggs. Of course, the co-owner of Salford City. Rooney with the tackle and wins the throw-in. Sorry, it was Lampard with the tackle and he wins the throw-in as well. Robertson. Oh, looking for Rooney. Can he get him? He can. His Giggs. Good tackle by Cesc Fabregas though on the end. And the rest of the world 11 can break here again. Is Kevin De Bruyne. Now Patrick Vieira. Sergio Aguero. Out to Salah. Here's Ivanovic. Aguero. Salah. Ivanovic. Aguero. Back to Ivanovic. Salah. He's onside. Salah. Ivanovic. Can he get a good ball in here? Looks for Ronaldo, but Rio Ferdinand intercepts it. Playing a dangerous game at the back here, though, the British and Irish 11. Keane gets it away, but I tell you what, that was very risky from the defence there. There's Vieira. De Bruyne. Intercepted away, though. Here's Dennis Irwin now out to Alan Shearer. David Beckham, can he keep it in? He can. And Shearer will look to break here. Has to go back to David Beckham, who does have very good passing stats. Now Roy Keane, the captain. Here's Frank Lampard. Rooney. Out to Giggs. Here's Robertson. Robertson intercepted by his Liverpool teammate Virgil van Dijk. Here's Branislav Ivanovic. Out to Mo Salah. Chips it in for Kevin De Bruyne. Vieira's through the middle here, but can't break through just yet. He holds on to it though. He has Ronaldo and Patrice Evra in support. And De Bruyne looked like he was through the middle there, but couldn't play him through quick enough. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Dennis Irwin with a fantastic tackle there. And David Seaman clears it out. David Beckham will look to win the header, but Nemanja Vidic gets there. Here's Patrick Vieira. Here's Sergio Aguero. Vieira. Ronaldo. Now Alan Shearer. Can the British and Irish 11 get a equaliser before half time? Beckham now out on the right. Nobody supporting him in the middle though. Here's Alan Shearer again. Beckham. Dennis Irwin. Alan Shearer. Oh, good save by David De Gea. Not enough power from the all-time Premier League top goal scorer there. And De Gea will clear it out. Here's Dennis Irwin. Alan Shearer. Beckham. Shearer's going through the middle, but he goes back to Roy Keane. Keane with a lovely ball to Ryan Giggs. Giggs! Oh, it's a good block by Ivanovic. He denies the British and Irish team an equaliser before half time. And Salah heads it back to De Bruyne here. The rest of the world 11 in a very good position. Vieira's running to the middle. He's already got one goal today, but De Bruyne decides to go it alone for now. Tries to find Sergio Aguero. It comes out to Salah and Cesc Fabregas. Johnny Evans with the tackle. And there's 1 minute of added time. Rooney on the ball. Can he find Giggs? One last chance for the British and Irish 11 here before the half-time whistle. It's Giggs. It's Rooney. It's Beckham. Back out to Giggs. Lampard. Lampard. It's a penalty. It's a penalty for the British and Irish 11 in the last minute of the first half. Virgil van Dijk has given it away. And there's a very good chance for an equaliser here. Frank Lampard. I tell you what, it's a bit soft. It's a bit soft because Lampard moves into Van Dijk. Who's going to take it? It's going to be Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney is going to take the penalty for the British and Irish 11 up against his former Manchester United teammate David De Gea. And it's 1-1. Wayne Rooney, the Manchester United all-time top goal scorer and the England all-time top goal scorer, beats his former teammate from 12 yards, and it is 1-1. And the two teams will go in level at half-time. Brilliant finish there by Wayne Rooney. David De Gea didn't move. A very comfortable finish into that bottom left-hand corner. And it's the British and Irish 11-1, rest of the world 11-1. Wayne Rooney with the equaliser. Wayne Rooney, who ironically I actually had in my Hull City career mode. He was originally in FIFA up until he retired recently, so I did have to create him. But he has gotten an equaliser here. And that will be half time. The teams go in level. A lucky break for the British and Irish 11 though, I will admit. It was a bit of a soft penalty. But it is 1-1 at half time. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And would you believe it? I mean, like, it's 50-50 possession wise, and it's fairly even with tackles. Hull City have been a bit more reckless. But they scored with their only shot in the game. Salford City have actually had more chances. Of course, the British and Irish 11. It's very hard not to call these teams by the club names. But anyway, the rest of the World 11 will kick off the second half. No changes, it seems. It's as you are. And how will this second half go? Here's Branislav Ivanovic. Now Salah. Out to Virgil van Dijk. Ivanovic gives it to Fabregas, of course, former Chelsea teammates. De Bruyne to Aguero, who is leaving Man City at the end of the season in real life. Roy Keane with the interception, though. Here's Alan Shearer. Alan Shearer. Here's Keane. And now Frank Lampard. He's in a good position here, Lampard. Intercepted, though, by Branislav Ivanovic. Johnny Evans, though, back out to Lampard. Is Giggs. And Lampard again. Out to Andy Robertson. Can they whip the ball in here? Giggs, is he onside? He's not. Giggs couldn't stay onside. And the ball will be held up for a rest of the world free kick. Yeah, he's just offside there, Giggsy. Lampard just couldn't release him. If he'd taken his time there and taken a touch, he could have whipped it in for Alan Shearer, who does have very good heading stats. Van Dijk will take the free kick though. Roy Keane beats De Bruyne to the header, but Vieira reprieves it. Here's Aguero now, out to Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo goes for the flick, but Rio Ferdinand intercepts. Ronaldo does beat Ferdinand though, his former Manchester United teammate Kevin De Bruyne. It's 2-1. It's 2-1 to the rest of the World 11, and it's Kevin De Bruyne, the Manchester City man, always rubbing salt in the wounds there, jumping right in front of the British and Irish 11 fans. But it is 2-1. It's a lovely finish. It's only their second chance of the game. They've scored both their chances. And it's not ideal for the British and Irish 11. It's a lovely finish. David Seaman didn't see it. Oh, it's a very good finish. You have to give it to Kevin De Bruyne. British and Irish 11 1, rest of the world 11 2. And it's Kevin De Bruyne. So two of the midfielders for the rest of the world 11 scoring the goals. And Wayne Rooney will kick us off again. Uphill battle once again for the British and Irish 11. There's Keane. Now Dennis Irwin, the two former Manchester United teammates, of course, both born in Cork, my hometown. Is Patrick Vieira now though with the interception, and Kevin De Bruyne on the ball. Now Salah out on the right hand side. Salah, Ivanovic, he's let the ball go past him there. It's a good tackle by Robertson, and now Ryan Giggs can break. Giggs can run into space. He's got the pace, he's got the ability, he's got the stats to whip in a good ball here as well. Ryan Giggs goes it himself. Lampard, it's blocked. Beckham, just couldn't get the touch right. And now it's Kevin De Bruyne, and there's another chance here for the rest of the world 11. Aguero out to Cristiano Ronaldo on this left hand side. Ronaldo runs past Dennis Irwin. He cuts in Ronaldo. He's done really well there. It's Vieira, but it's a brilliant block, and Robertson gets it away. And now Alan Shearer out to David Beckham. Beckham back to Shearer. Shearer will look for Ryan Giggs. Can he find him? He can, but Giggs gives it right to Nemanja Vidic and loses possession. But Johnny Evans with a good interception there. Rooney. Rooney's done well here. He's got Shearer in support, but he goes for Ryan Giggs instead. Probably wasn't the right choice. Here's Cesc Fabregas. Now Ivanovic chips the ball up to Kevin De Bruyne, and now here's Aguero. Aguero being marked tightly by Frank Lampard, of course, former Manchester City teammates once upon a time. It's a good ball through to Mo Salah. Aguero, it's 3-1, and that could be the clinching goal for the rest of the World 11 in this Champions League final. It's Sergio Aguero, the man who will be bowing out of Manchester City at the end of the season. He looks like he's clinched the Champions League title for the rest of the World 11 here. Well, they've taken their chances, really, haven't they? It's a lovely finish as well. He flicked it up nicely and beats David Seaman. It's a very good finish in the end. And it's 3-1, and you really do feel like there's no way back now for the for the British and Irish 11, I should say. 3-1, and it's Sergio Aguero with 15 minutes to go, essentially. Well, 17 minutes if you want to be exact about it, but yeah, Will there be a change? Paul Scholes is going to come on for Frank Lampard, but is it too little too late for the British and Irish 11? It could be. It could be. Wayne Rooney will kick us off again. Here's Giggs. Now Scholes. Wayne Rooney. Scholes. David Beckham. Roy Keane. My light just flickered there. That was weird. Here's Giggs. Now Beckham. David Beckham. Roy Keane. Alan Shearer. I think they just have to go all out attack now, really, don't they? Here's Dennis Irwin, gives the ball away. Hold on, let me just quickly check something there. I think some of the players might be out of position. I know why. I know why. Give me a second there now. Let me just do something there. I mean, it's essentially game over at this stage, but I'm going to help out the British and Irish 11 as well, I think, a small bit. Actually, no, I won't. That's not fair. Just change that up. Rooney can play on the left. Just change that. And, yeah. Sorry about that. I can't believe I forgot to change those things for the British and Irish 11. Anyway, it's fixed now. Let's just get back into it. But it's an uphill battle for them, to say the least. You really can't see them getting back into this. Rio Ferdinand puts it out for a rest of the world 11 throw in. Is there going to be another change? There is. Who's coming on? It's going to be Lauren, the former Arsenal right back, coming on for Branislav Ivanovic for these final 10 minutes for the rest of the world 11. Patrice Evra with the throw in there. And now Ronaldo. Here's Aguero. Rio Ferdinand with a good tackle there. Now Roy Keane. Here's David Beckham. Well, is there one last chance? I say one last chance. They need two more chances at least. Here's Giggs. Alan Shearer. I don't know if that was the right ball, but he goes back to Rooney, who gives it to Robertson. And now Shearer again. He's got Beckham in support if he can find him. It's David Beckham. It's a beauty from David Beckham. And it's 3-2. David Beckham gives hope to the British and Irish 11, and it could be a grandstand finish here. It's a lovely ball by Alan Shearer, and David Beckham flicks it up. That's a lovely goal. He flicks it up and volleys it right into that bottom right hand corner. Oh, De Gea couldn't see it, and Beckham slaps it home, and it's 3-2. Well, can they do it? Can they get back into it? They've got 5 minutes plus added time. David Beckham with a bolt from the blue. And the rest of the world 11 will have to shore up their defence a bit here for the final few minutes. Here's Fabregas. Well, it's not been a boring game. It's been anything but boring. Vidic gives it back to Fabregas. They're just going to try and play possession now, I think. Here's Mo Salah. He's going to look to run it into that corner. He's up against Andy Robertson. Two players who know each other very well. Here's De Bruyne. 4 added minutes. Can the British and Irish 11 get the ball back? It's Aguero. It's Ronaldo. Patrice Evra. Fabregas. They're just holding on to the ball, trying to kill time now. Fabregas. Keane with the interception, though. He's gone back to Robertson, though. Will they have enough time? It's Johnny Evans. Dennis Owen. They need to push this ball up if they're to have a chance. Paul Scholes gives the ball away, and it looks like that's going to be that. It's Fabregas holding onto the ball, and it is all over. The rest of the World 11 have beaten the British and Irish 11. Wow, it is obviously, as an Irishman, it's a little bit disappointing. It's a little bit disappointing. But it answers that question of who would win between these two teams. It was a great game. I think it came down to, you know, taking your chances, because the British and Irish 11 had probably the better chances but didn't take them. But it's the rest of the World 11 that comes out on top. Goals from Patrick Vieira, Kevin De Bruyne and Sergio Aguero. Cancel out goals from Wayne Rooney and David Beckham. It'll be a very bitter pill to swallow for the British and Irish 11, as the rest of the World 11 come up to collect their virtual medals. There's David De Gea, who didn't really have much to do in the end. But Cristiano Ronaldo, who's won this trophy many times, will now lift it for the rest of the World 11. A 3-2 victory in the end for the rest of the World 11 over the British and Irish 11 in what was a very entertaining game. A very, very entertaining game. Lads, thank you so much for watching this video. I was really, really excited for this, and it lived up to the hype, let me tell you that much. Very, very happy with how this went. Please go over and check out my podcast, the Joseph Charles Network, and listen to the Reb Devil Show. New episodes up every week. Please subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and share it. And leave your comments about who you would have put in your teams. And until next time, lads, I'll talk to you all later.